It's okay. Off your mic. It's okay. She off your mic.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, Maiyegun don't come. Him go torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun diary Politico, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. This one not the off in mind, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. And in the touchlight every corner, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Nah. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Sure. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. See them talk say make we off mind, but thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun diary Politico, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. This one not they off in mind, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Maiyegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Maiyegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. My people make you shout, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun diary Politico, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. This man not the off in mind, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Aha. Now you not done here, all these bad politicians, then we call themselves politicians. When they thief our money, we no want to make the common man get. Maiyegun lawamo, lamo dodo. Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun today,
Hello there. Yeah, good morning to you, good afternoon to you, good evening to you from wherever you're watching from. This is Maiyegun live. Thank you very much for joining me. Share the broadcast. Invite your friends. Invite your not so friendly friends. Read the caption. Read the description of the broadcast. Key yourself into this. Agree, disagree. At least, do your part before we get started. Share the broadcast.
Maiyegun lawamo dodo. Maiyegun diary.
Thank you.
Ani esuraki.
I'm here. Thank you very much. I have a quick announcement to make while we wait for others to join us, okay? The first thing I want to say is that to say a big, very, very big thank you to every one of you, Maiyegun's supporters, wherever you are, all over the world. I want to use the opening tonight to especially say thank you to every one of you. For those who knew, for those who are familiar with when we started, remember, it all started as something of a passion, not something that we expected would become this. Now that we have built a community, I have personally witnessed your undiluted support. So in the last 10 years, for those who know my story very well, we have come a long way. And over time, I have been having a thought of how can I give back as well? In a way, based on what we have managed to become as a platform. So myself and my team. So we came up with this idea. It is just something to say thank you to especially those of you watching Maiyegun and sharing Maiyegun's broadcast everywhere, every now and then in Nigeria. Your effort has managed to kind of spread this message enough that I am feeling it too. So I have decided that from October, to my friends in Nigeria, my fans, it doesn't matter whether you like me or you don't like me. The fact that if every night or every now and then you are always on MaiyegunsDiary Politico, expressing your own self, yourselves too, just like I am doing. But somehow, it has made us a community in a way. So to my friends on Facebook, okay, I know that in the last 2 years, Facebook has deliberately, reduced the reach of my page. I have done all I could. Up to now, it is still the same thing. Only few of you will likely have the opportunity of watching Maiyegun live on Facebook, okay? But for those of you who have that chance, whenever you join Maiyegun from next month, from October 2022, there will always be this available top-up card of 50,000 naira for the fastest fingers among us. That will be on Facebook. You will get to know when, so that you'll be prepared. To my Nigerian fans who are based in Nigeria, yeah, and they are all, they are also subscribers to my, on my YouTube channel. Yours is going to always the same thing as well. Coming from October 2022, this platform will be making available, well, for now, the sum of 100,000 naira for 10 lucky winners. Now, this is how that is going to play out. It's just going to be a small, short session. I am trying my best to see more of you, because it's almost the same thing. More of you get access to this message, not just that money. But if you are lucky, this is going to be indefinite, except something happened and my YouTube channel is gone. As long as my YouTube channel exists, this will be my own way of paying it forward and thanking every one of you who have stood by me all along. Sorry, I had to let you know that it has been in the pipeline for a while. So from October 2022, if you are a follower of MaiyegunsDiary Politico, it doesn't matter who you belong to or what your belief is, or your political ideology is, you can benefit from this. 10 people will be getting that 10,000 naira, every month, indefinitely. And as I'm blessed, I'll do more. Maybe someday I will increase the number, increase the sum, and reach out to more people. The purpose there is to just say thank you. But the main thing is what you did for myself, for yourself, for this community is so significant that whatever we can do for ourselves in this regard, I mean, you can't really pass it on, can you? So thank you very much. Share the broadcast before we get fully into this tonight.
Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube.
So meanwhile, in addition, by the way, I have over 500,000 followers on Facebook. 500,000. 99% of them don't even receive notification that Maiyegun is live because Facebook set it up that way, okay? So the few of you who got that chance, you only have access to that recharge card and the rest. The best you could do, which is always guaranteed and certain, because that one will be picked randomly. This is not going to be like a fastest whatever, okay? Is to take a moment, go on to MaiyegunsDiary Politico on YouTube. Just search for MaiyegunsDiary Politico on YouTube, right? And then subscribe. To my friends on YouTube already, especially every one of you who has been complaining that you kind of don't receive the notification anymore, I'm going to advise you to take a moment. I'm going to go and make myself a cup of tea. Then we're going to start fully, okay? Take a moment. Check that's your subscription as well, okay? Take a moment and check it and see if your notification setting is still on. I am going to be back in a moment.
Maiyegun ti dé, gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra.
Thank you very much. Once again, good evening to you, good morning to you, and good afternoon to you from wherever you are watching from. This is Maiyegun live once again. And if you have kind of settled down, read the caption and all that, let's start with today's trending topic. As it is, you have been following the crisis, call it crisis, okay, in PDP due to the same inequality, impunity, and the kind of northern settings that is meant to subjugate the rest of the country, which they love to deny, by the way. Something that has led to now our turn or no our turn, which got with a wicked plate and his fingers burned. But he didn't leave, or he didn't get kicked out without leaving the mark. However, it's about the Igbo Presidency. And Atiku was in Enugu today. You know, tomorrow, in 24 hours, they are meant to kick off their charade, which is a circus campaign. So the Eastern political leaders, they hosted Atiku. And starting from the airport to the hall, and even before then, including what the supposed Igbo political leaders, right? What they said in defense of why Atiku is the roadway or roadmap to Igbo presidency in Nigeria. That has created a lot of kind of conversation around now, okay? But for us to balance the whole thing tonight, because that is exactly what I think would help us to understand the whole thing as they come, I mean, as they start happening, so to say, in this their charade election, okay? The Igbos kind of pitched their tent between PDP and partly APC. When I say Igbos, for the past 23 years, right? Somehow, Eastern Nigeria has been the, the Scotland of Nigeria. Put it this way, in the UK, yeah? In the 80s and early 90s, when Labour Party was like, ruling, Scotland and the vote from Scotland are traditionally expected to be given to Labour Party. Whether the people are living in poverty, struggling with, terrible infrastructures, terrible health, and other stuff, as part of UK, whatever happens, no matter what, they will deliver and vote for Labour Party. That's exactly what PDP has been to the people of Eastern Nigeria. You know what? No matter what, it don't mean anything. Now PDP own the place. So that mentality of sort of, our base and all that has kind of, pushed the political representatives of the Eastern Nigeria, push them more to PDP. So when you see the present, the past, former president and all that stuff of political representatives in Eastern Nigeria, you will see their roots in PDP. I just gave you that background, okay? But over time, people have said the people of Eastern Nigeria said PDP has taken them for granted for so long that they created APGA. And APGA, right, could have possibly been the political parties in Eastern Nigeria, representing the people of Eastern Nigeria. But because those who went on to eventually formed or be part of that APGA, they had their roots in PDP traditionally. So when this 2023 charade popped up, and some are saying for equity, for justice, for this and that, Biafrans, if you don't want them to go, then you need to give them sense of belonging, like they did to the Yorubas in 1999 after they killed Abiola, that everyone just consensus, every party, give it to Yorubas, that could be done for the Igbos as well. You know what I mean? But the Igbo politicians of PDP, they will rather settle for their political survivor. So when everything calm down, they settled for Atiku. Now the problem now is how to now sell Atiku to the people of Eastern Nigeria who traditionally will vote for PDP in their own estimation before Obi. But when you come down to Yoruba land, put it this way, political class in Eastern Nigeria, they are rooting for Atiku and Tifnumbu as for their own political survivor. That's the stuff right there, right now, right? When you come down to Southwest Nigeria, Yoruba land, the Afenifere, they are also in trouble. Or should I say, in one-on-one with Tinubu, who is a Yoruba man. Okay? Afenifere were saying Nigeria must be restructured, right? And not just that, after Bokwari, power must return back to southern Nigeria. Out of these two positions, APC, Egbekegbe, kind of followed one, right? Which is power should come back to southern Nigeria. Then Afenifere now kind of, take it a little bit further, and they said, for equity and justice, when that power returned to that southern Nigeria, it should go to the eastern Nigeria. Now, which means Afenifere eventually endorsed the only Igbo presidential candidate in the 2023 charade. They are Yorubas socio-political organization, right? So they endorsed Igbo candidates. The Ohaneze, Igbo, political class of Igbo and Biafra, they endorsed Atiku from Arewa. So you'll be asking, okay, where is the position of Arewa in all of this? They stand to gain from everything as you outplay yourselves in the name of you want to save Nigeria. So don't worry, it's going to be a long night. But as it is, their campaign is starting in 24 hours, less than 24 hours. So today, Atiku was welcomed in Enugu. But before then, since Obi is out of the way, according to the political class in Eastern Nigeria, they believe that this guy, Emeka Ihedioha.
Nigeria is in search of a new leadership, and we cannot make mistakes. I understand the power matrix in our country. It's either we get involved or we're not involved. There are two parties at the end of the day in the election: the PDP and the APC. It is and the Boki, and Doshi, and Dam. You have only one alternative. Only board is a saboteur aspiration. Let me tell you, after Atiku Abubakar, the next president will come from southeast of Nigeria.
So that's the agreement. You know the story and what led to Peter Obi having to pick race. I'm not going to take you through that tonight. But I want you to continue to follow this step by step, so that sometimes before you point a finger at anyone as the reasons why something is happening to you or to anybody you know, sometimes you can even trace your own complicity in them. So pay attention. Atiku entered Enugu today after that watering of the ground for him. Listen, in this case, as we have done our homework very well. Atiku said the Igbo will become president of Nigeria after him. And that is where the Igbos are going with Atiku to show the solidarity. He landed in Enugu today.
Arrival of President Atiku Abubakar. Okay. Chief, how you doing? Oh, thank you. Yeah, I understand. Media man will organize. Bueno, chavalente.
Move back a bit now, move back a bit.
Oh, lawyer.
Move back a bit. Come back a bit, come back a bit.
Waziri. Oh, yo, Waziri.
Come back, where they can pass. Come back. Come back. Let them
Let's move.
Okay.
Let's push back. Let's push it back. Okay, open up. Sorry.
Chairman of our party.
Okay. This way.
Chairman of our party. I know. This is the candidate for Federal House. Chairman of local government who can deliver. All the chairman of local
Stop pushing now. Let it easy now. You go see me. Let's move. Give it. Keep moving. Give way.
Give way. I know that's a long watch, isn't it? Maybe this next part is it's going to share Europe. You saw Dino there. Dino. I'm talking about the same Dino that said this just yesterday. Remember?
Yes, are you narrowing the opposition strictly to the APC and ignoring the movement that the obedience seem to be bringing on board? If you saw what happened in Abuja a couple of days ago, that's beyond 4 people tweeting in the room. It looks to me like, there are now 7 people, and that 7 might be the number, the magic number, that Nigerians are getting.
My brother, there are 2 sets of people running this election. Okay. Just like if you go to court, they send federal government against federal government versus Dino Melaye and others. So in this particular case, you have Atiku and others. That's APC, Labour, NNPP, all of them are others in this regard. And I want to tell you that to assemble crowd is just for you to bring out money. Mobilization is very, very cheap in this country. People are hungry. If you go to Yanya, you go to Mararaba, people who have been loaded in buses from Lugbe, from every part of this country to come and stand and say they are supporting them. But let it come to the election. I think Peter Obi was in Osun and he spoke in Osun, and we saw the results of it.
Hey, you the year. People are hungry. It is so easy to mobilize people to go and say they are standing for this or that. But the Canary Dino, at his best, I think he's going to be the chief court jester when Atiku could become your president. So, Dino Melaye will be the chief court jester, the one that will be entertaining the king, dancing like, you know what I mean? Something like that. So here is Dino telling the Igbos why Atiku is the best for them when they finally got in. But you know why they had that place, right? At the entrance, this is how Atiku was welcomed, just briefly. So probably they paid them to mobilize them too. I don't know. I mean, you tell me. Dino telling the Igbos the Atiku's agenda and why he is the best.
Very few. Where is Dan Ulas? Wait, look at that. I can continue to count and count and count. So when we say, you know that if I call your state, you don't shout Atiku Ogowa. That means you have already pronounced it. Igbo State! Correct. Anaka! Then Abia! Enugu! If you love Atiku, clap your hands. If you love Atiku, and you really want to show that you vote Atiku, clap your hands. With what I saw when we came in, I decided that I am going to appreciate God Almighty. This Buruburu, God will bless you. God will bless you round about. Deputy Governor of your state, God will bless you. Chineke idimai. Chineke idimai. Thank you very much. Please sit down. PDP. Thank you, please. Thank you. When I came in, thank you. It's okay, please, thank you. When I came in and I saw the crowd from the airport and on the street, everybody was shouting, say Atiku, say PDP. Then I decided in my heart that this God that we are serving, Genesis chapter 18 verse 14 said there is nothing important for God to do. And I said, before I leave this place, I must sing a hymn where we walk with the Lord in the light of His word. What a glory He shows on our way. When we do His good, then abide and sing. What a glory He shows on our way. Oh, trust and obey. For there's no to be happy than to trust and obey. Thank you very much. PDP. And I want to announce to you that Atiku Abubakar is a friend of the Southeast. Let me tell you, the personal doctor and physician of Atiku Abubakar for over 20 years is an Igbo man, and he's still with him. Dr. Igbo, stand up. That's his personal doctor of over 20 years. Then the man when they cook for Atiku, where Atiku they chop, he has been with Atiku for over 34 years. Morris is an Igbo man from Delta. His bosom boy who became his friend, and now he became a governor, has been his boy for over 20 years. There is personal friend, his friend and ally of over 20 years. friend Obi is here. Also, somebody has been with him from 1980 calendar. I've been seeing him with Atiku. Honorable Craig, where are you? Honorable, look at him here. I am just giving you some very few. Where is Dan?
How many of you kind of feel like the microphone was kind of scared of Dino? The way Dino was screaming into that microphone. The microphone kind of feel like, man, the spirit of that microphone leaving the microphone few times. Did you notice that? I told you he's gonna be a very good court jester for Atiku. All he has to do is just to dance for him, entertain him, and they will say is the chief jester to the president of Nigeria. You don't know what you are all putting yourself into, Abi. Now, the reasons why Igbos should appreciate Atiku. He said more. I don't know if you are bored. Would you like to listen to more? I know you would like to. Hopefully the microphone will not be so scared this time around. Still talking. Dino, tell us more.
Where is Dan Unas? Wait, look at that. I can continue to count and count and count. So when we say Atiku is detribalized, we are not looking for emergency friends. Over. Now that the battle is over. Let's let the people hear now. Now that the battle is over, we are more than conquerors. Thank you very much. The next one I will sing, I will pay. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce to you a young man who was born in Jada. Only child of his mother, walked barefooted on the streets of Jada, rose to become a civil servant, become an economic giant, become a manufacturer, became the highest employer of labor in northeastern Nigeria, became the vice president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and is the next president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Mr. President, we are very happy. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
So that was in Enugu. I think Atiku also had a few words too, reassuring the Igbos. Once I become president, after me, I can promise you this. One of you is going to be the next president of Nigeria. I mean, in Atiku's words.
The vice presidential candidate of our great party, former governors, members of the National Working Committee, senators, distinguished party leaders, ladies and gentlemen. Let me begin by sincerely apologizing to the leaders and stakeholders of the Southeast Zone who got the notice for this meeting rather late or even failed to get it. I am also told that the party did not liaise properly with the zonal officials regarding arrangements for this meeting. But you went ahead and made the arrangements anyway. I will definitely let the party know so that we'll do better in the future. This past week has been a very difficult one for me, and I'm sure that must have contributed to my not getting a timely briefing on the arrangement.
And I think I will just save you the breath. Save you your breath of whatever is probably going to add to it. So you've heard it. But like I said, if you are an Igbo man and you are raging right now, all these Igbo leaders, all this and that, calm down, no. Okay? Because in Yoruba land too, then they hold punch like this. They look for who to punch on the face because Afenifere said they don't fancy Tinubu and APC, Egbe. And that has now created the same feeling that some of you who are Biafrans, who are Igbos, watching all of that since because of, maybe because of Obi. Abi, in Yoruba land, the Afenifere called a quick meeting to remind everyone that this is their position. And you know what the response is?
Said these at a press conference held in Lagos today. Adebanjo said to keep Nigeria one in 2023, every Nigeria should be Obi Dati compliant. Obi is running for Aso Rock's top job alongside Dati Baba Ahmed. Those are the words of Chief Ayo Adebanjo. Take a listen to him.
The Igbo people of the Southeast have never tasted presidency in Nigeria. And now the power is due back in the South. Equity demands that it be ceded to the Igbo. We cannot continue to demand that the Igbo people remain in Nigeria while we at the same time continue to brutally marginalize and exclude them from the power dynamic. Peter Obi is the person of Igbo extraction that the Afenifere has decided to support and to back. He is the man we trust to restructure the country back to federalism on the assumption of office. We will not compromise this principle of justice, equity, and inclusiveness because one of our own, Ashwaji Tinubu, is a frontline candidate. It is on this principle we condemn the PDP for sponsoring Atiku Abubakar, a northern Fulani Muslim, to succeed General Muhammad Buhari, another Fulani Muslim, who enjoyed the labor.
You heard that, Abi? That's they stated their position and why. But historically, Afenifere also they saw through, maybe because of their past relationship with Tinubu, they saw through the brutish tyranny and then corrupt, murderous tendencies that are known with Tinubu. With Boko Haram. So they stayed away. But with Tinubu and others, Boko Haram won anyway. So in 2019, in 2015, Afenifere endorsed Goodluck Jonathan. In 2019, Afenifere endorsed Atiku, this same Atiku. But they have stated why they said they believe that now for the equity, just like he said, an Igbo man should be. But in Yoruba land right now, those Baba to the Lagos Abobakus, all the Bati Diots and the rest of them, those Babas, They are the highest betrayers of the land. Same way, you just called those PDP politicians there, the betrayers of Eastern Nigeria. I'm still coming, I'm not done. So, Tinubu met with Baba Adebanjo and told him that he wanted to be president of Nigeria. And you know, you probably followed that at the time. If you didn't, I'll remind you. That Baba told Tinubu that the first mistake that you used Yoruba's name to curry support for a murderous dictator, a tyrant, Bokwari, that goodwill, you blew it. You told Yorubas, APC, Egbekegbe is coming to restructure Nigeria. APC, Egbekegbe is coming to, when they restructure, they will allow everyone to control their own affairs, resources, including protect themselves with their own, whatever form of protection, like state police. You told Yorubas that today, right, you are still alive. Bokwari and his gang, they are asking people what is restructuring. To hell with restructuring and the rest of that. Now, on what wheel are you planning to now push Yoruba again into APC trap now that you are not even feeling well? That was what Baba told him. And he made the news and he said, well, whatever money cannot do, more money will do it. That's what he told the Baba. So then they took their position, and right now, then be persona non grata wherever you see the Lagos Abobakus, all those Babas. Because according to them, they have betrayed Tinubu. And Obi himself, that has now created and caused this third wave, been a third force or what have you, was himself in Ile-Ife. Today, as captured in one of these outings anyway, like this. So he was there to see Oni. And for those who saw him, where's that picture? Hang on. It's this image. Let's see. Sorry, I'm trying to walk through my screen, by the way. Hang on. Yeah, so it was seen in Ile-Ife today, as well as Akure in Ondo. So the first clip, I think it was, it's this one. Hang on. And I think it was also caught where it was making a statement as well.
We must now vote for character, competence, capacity, commitment to turn around Nigeria. I'm begging everybody to help us. And I've said, hold me responsible. This country can work. This country can produce food it can eat. How can we live in this vast land and we cannot produce our food? We cannot produce food when our people are going hungry. Until I come for campaign. That day I will be able to tell you what we will do, how we will do it, how this place can do what it will do. It is not campaign time, but we have a vast land. My proposal is that I want to turn this place for consumption to production. People can no longer continue to live in a land where we cannot feed ourselves. One state in Nigeria can feed Nigeria. Talk less of 30 states. I was in Niger State on Sunday, and I told them we cannot continue to live here.
Sorry that I didn't get any longer clip. I just wanted to tell you that it's everywhere 24 hours before their campaign, where we are going to be keeping a tab on them and what they are saying. Something like this, when they said he was addressing, I think, bishops. This one seems to be clearer.
This is a job that requires physical and mental energy.
And we must get it right. And that is what we're asking. The church must be at the forefront. Our children cannot continue like this. There's no offense they committed by being Nigerians. Nigerians are the best you can get in the world. And we have the energy to change this world. All we lack is that we have criminals who have hijacked this country, stealing everything away, and we are keeping quiet. Please, the church, wake up. Take back your country. God bless you.
Those, the ones they had the controversial cut out from and said, Christians, take back, church, take back your country and all that stuff. Whatever. Bokwari, who happened to be the disaster that Tifnumbu and the rest of the bat idiots, the APC, Egbekegbe, the legacy of a murderous tyrant, a corrupt, irresponsible, never there or never available, a ghost leader, a mannequin, so to say. The legacy of backwardness, the legacy of killings, the legacy of kidnapping, the legacy of joblessness, the legacy of insecurity, as you can see. These are the legacies that Tifnumbu is coming to continue, no matter how much they try to disguise them. Even though somehow they are trying to distance themselves from these failures, but there is no way they could or they can do that without feeling the pang of Bokwari and gang, who have been giving themselves pat on the back that they have done a very, very fantastic job in Nigeria. And you can tell, body will tell you, right? Now, this same Tifnumbu is unwell, ill health, old age, and many other things that are going to keep him incapacitated, never to be able to even fashion out and at the same time lead a sort of a sort of needed kind of a recovery that could in a way prevent this bloodshed of frustration that is hanging over Nigeria right now. A sick man is not in Nigeria. They have to quickly take him out to come and pump him up. Here in the UK, we have been told, even though for now they are being quiet about it, okay? But he's here in the UK, we have been told, and this is going to affect everything. Now, here is the point, he is a sick man, okay? No matter how you feel about it, right? He is a sick man. He is an old man. And trust me, he deserves every rest he can get. You know that. There's nothing wrong in resting or taking a rest, okay? But look at it. Bokwari, who took over the job of being your president, look at where they have left you. And look at where you are today, right? Now, this one, before Bokwari eventually ghosted all of you, then he was able to at least go about. He didn't show any symptom of a sick person. They managed to hide it enough that he didn't fall sick. To be transported and shipped everywhere to get a booster injection that will make him kind of come back to life in a way to appear in public for pictures, for all those things that will make you think, well, at least he's still alive. Now, this Tifnumbu own, Bokwari's own, he showed you the pepper after he got the chance of holding all of you in your jugular like that, with that power be. Now, Tifnumbu, who is your president in the waiting, sorry, that is not a sleep. With the characters we know in APC, Egbekegbe, the antecedent and what they are even doing right now, you can tell as you are preparing for election, they are preparing for something else, right? So as he is like your president in waiting. He doesn't have the stamina to go about and tell you, even his own party people, to tell them how he is going to make your life in a little bit way better than the routes they have taken you in the last 7 years. He doesn't have the stamina. He doesn't have the mental capacity to do anything. This is facts. This one no be say that they hate him, they don't like him. This is a fact. and a sick man seeking the top job, and he has sick morons, hungry, starving, as they said you are hungry. Majority of you are hungry in Nigeria. Those who are yet not displaying the hunger, they are scared of what the hunger is going to feel like. Because of this, everybody's filing up and filing up behind a sick man because of what you can get right now. Now, that's a fact. And that is now affecting even what you probably could have called an opportunity to start your own 1 million and 10 million and 100 million match, or whatever all of you are doing right now. Yeah. Tinubu is in London, receiving injection, jags, and all of that. Abi, trying to be fit enough that he can appear and blab and blab and blab on different routes. And so he's so tired. Okay, he should go and take some rest again. Now, that's exactly what you're going to experience. That now they have extended indefinitely. They called it to this. Initially, they said tomorrow. What they were going to do is to manage. They were even planning, from what I have been told, especially with the sort of escalation of the report that Tinubu has been smuggled out of Nigeria, that he is in the UK. Yeah. And you know that the flight between Abuja and London is just 6 hours. So from what we have been told, they said like tomorrow now, they are not launching, they are not campaigning. No. What they are planning tomorrow is they are inviting everybody from all over Nigeria. They are people, normal, who are the 455 people they announced as their campaign, whatever. Now they'll bring people from everywhere. They are already headed to Abuja. Now, so tomorrow, in order to make everybody kind of feel like, where is Tinubu? Where is Tinubu? Because they said their plan was to call everybody together and do prayers. Let's pray for. That's what they are planning to do tomorrow. So in order to make to dispel the rumor that Tinubu is sick, their plan is to bring him and fly him back to Abuja. A quick one. It will show up. Okay. It will, they will do all the prayer, they will do all the blabbing, it will do all some kind of blabbing. After that, they will say, we are now going to continue mobilization. They have already announced that they are not doing any campaign until October or indefinitely, until later, when Tinubu is healthy enough to go out there to come and tell you how he's going to make your lives better. Not my own life, oh. I thank God for my own life, oh. You get what I mean now? So, if we remove what they have turned you to in Nigeria, honestly speaking, all of you should be having the same kind of testimony. Me, I thank God for my life. I thank God for what I have managed to do for myself and then for my family and all that. So for the likes of, Tinubu and the product of Tinubu and the gang in your system, okay? So it could probably be another thing entirely. You know what I mean? But back to it. There will be no campaign yet until he is kind of healthy enough, popped up enough to come out and then tell you how he's going to change your situation from what it is right now. Something that he probably had no clue, as you know. So they said that they are going to start doing a 1 week prayer, which is likely going to extend to 2 weeks, 3 weeks or more. But the choice that you can, as you can see right now, the way your whole thing is now kind of going. When I did my own summation, I'll tell you what I came to. What I finally came to is that if, as it is, we have Obi, and then you have Atiku, who want to be president like as desperate as possible, then you have Kwakwanso just on the side, and you have Tinubu, which somehow has also pitted Yorubas versus Yoruba, even in Yoruba land as we speak. And then you have Obi in the east, which has pitted Igbos versus Igbos in the east as well. We can actually save ourselves. Something I keep repeating, and something many of you continue to try to ignore or downplay. To save ourselves from the bad blood, chase them, push them, catch them, burn them, kill them, and the rest of that this old shenanigan, this old charade is going to eventually pop up as you are getting into it. How about we all agree that let those who are let the Igbos choose who they feel represent their interest in an autonomous independence region called Eastern Nigeria. You can call it Biafra, which is the tag, right? So that, you see, those of you who are Yorubas, right, who have been kind of in the equation of things, you have been kind of been unfortunate with a sick man, Tifnumbu, and so many others who are around right now, yeah, that we could all as well go back in and drag it out in there and decide who do we think is healthy enough, intelligent enough, experienced enough, at least, that can lead us. Same thing for the Middle Beltans. Same thing for the Arewans. Now, after we have done all of that, like agreeing to all of that, then you can then all these regions can then come together and say, hey, do you still want to be part of Nigeria or not? I mean, by so doing, there will be conditions that says, okay, being part of any union again is under these terms and conditions, under this agreement, which under probability, probably will never happen. But I'm just saying, like, think about that. They have told you, right? Or they have made you believe that, you've got no other alternative, no other option. We will never have any other option of how we can govern ourselves, how we can, reach our potential as a people. Generation from generation to generation, they continue to create millions and millions of us, right, that are going to fit in perfectly into their poverty brackets. And some of you are not seeing through that because they've told you there is no other alternative. I mean, there's no way we can, Meanwhile, that Nigeria is still existing today, right, it's not because of the wish of the rogues who have been benefiting from it and who have ruined it and then brought us to this sorry state, okay? It is because, religiously, many of us were raised that there is no or will never be any alternative. Sadly so, we believe. And therefore, anything else is just going to be like, nah, it's impossible. But while you are those who are giving the energy to the existence of Nigeria, when you continue to believe the same system, right, that brought us to this state, right, believing the same actors that contributed to this ruin, that they have suddenly figured it out the way they believe they can now make Nigeria work for you. So I would continue to say that because last, it is going to be what many of you are going to come back to as well. It may be too late. It may not be so late, but somehow the earlier, the better. Now, come to it. If you see Tifnumbu as a Yoruba man in this, I keep finding the right name I can give to this, your charade 2023, until I found one. Anyway, I'll keep trying many names that comes to my mouth, right? But you see this planned genocidal adventure called 2023 charade, right? Tifnumbu is a Yoruba man. With Tifnumbu, you have Igbos, you have Yorubas, you have Northerners. I'll use Northerners because of other ethnic nationalities there, who are saying that, it's Tifnumbu. Now, when these people, let's start with those who are Yorubas, naturally, who will tell you, you are a bastard. This is because of what their politics has done to, but pay attention. The Tifnumbu supporters, right, that are Yorubas, they kind of, with this sense of entitlement, believe that how can you be a Yoruba man and you are not supporting a sick Tifnumbu? Even if Tifnumbu is sick, even if Tinubu is on a wheelchair, even if Tinubu doesn't really kind of, have any sense of putting words together anymore due to old age, ill health, and then some sicknesses that they've mentioned before. But he's a Yoruba man. I mean, how do you feel with yourself criticizing Tinubu? You are a Yoruba man. You are going there to support Atiku, or you are going there to support Obi. Like, what is wrong with you as a Yoruba man? That idiot has forgotten that Atiku is Fulani, Obi is Igbo, Showore is also Yoruba, Kwakwanso is also Hausa Fulani, and him as a Yoruba has also forgotten that Tifnumbus and those who are working for this same Tifnumbu, first, Tifnumbu is not campaigning to be president of Yoruba land. He wants to be president of Igbos, Hausa, and everybody, right? So this idiot that calls you a bastard as a Yoruba man that is not supporting Tifnumbu, he has forgotten that there are also Igbos who are supporting Tifnumbu. There are Fulanis who are supporting Tifnumbu. There are Hausas who are rooting for Tifnumbu. But because it is what your politics is already built on, no matter how much you have tried to live above it, you will never deny it, right? So that Yoruba man, having a Yoruba Tifnumbu there, automatically believe that, it's a sense of entitlement. How can you, a Yoruba man? Now, just like I told you about your Anese earlier, if you now turn the table as well, as an Igbo man that believes that, for equity, justice, and all that, and when it now comes to, capacity, what do they call those 3 C's? Should they call them 3 C's or before C's or something? The capacity, competence, and what? Anyway, so they say, but Obi is younger, is a former businessman, is run a business, is a former governor, is a former banker, CEO, and all that stuff, right? So to you, but anyhow, this is not because he's an Igbo man. You get that now? So, that kind of argument will make sense and say, it's not because he's an Igbo man. Let me go back a bit. There are Yorubas that will tell you, I'm not supporting Tifnumbu because he's a Yoruba. I'm supporting him because he has done so well. He's a former governor of Lagos. He has created so many people. He has brought so many, he's turned Lagos into mega city and all of that stuff. But it's a lie. It's because he's a Yoruba man. Because all those things you mentioned, they are purely made up nonsense. The entire place is a mega slum and the rest, okay? But because he's a Yoruba man, he is offended that you are not seeing all of that as a Yoruba man. So how dare you to go and choose another person? So you as an Igbo man, Obi is this or that with all the qualifications you say, right? But you are offended that some Igbo are not seeing those qualities. And they are seeing those qualities you are seeing in Obi. They are seeing the qualities in Tifnumbu or seeing the qualities in Atiku. And to you, what do you call them? What do you call bastards? As in Yoruba, they call them Omuale. If you're a Yoruba and you are not supporting Tifnumbu, you are called Omuale. So what do you call the Igbos that are not supporting Obi when you are angry? Efulefu? Is it Efulefu or Iberibe? I'm going to go and read my comments. So Efulefu or Iberibe. Now that is what so that is what your politics are. No, you will not admit to it. Many of you don't. No, many of you don't. Okay? Sometimes you prefer that, for example, right? If somebody says, oh, I'm not supporting Obi because of what I heard about him. I'm not supporting Obi because of what he did in Anambra. And then you kind of want to say, okay, what do you mean? And the rest of that, you check. And say, okay, who are you supporting? And he says, well, I'm supporting Tifnumbu because of what he did in Lagos. Igbo, Emeka versus Uche. And then to you, you kind of feel so offended. Like, how dare you? You are an Igbo man. You see everybody. you too forgetting the fact that there are also Yorubas who left Tinubu and they choose Obi too. Now, you know why I'm telling you all of this? Is because this is what your elections and the rest of them, they are not based on anything developmental, anything progressive, other than the normal free talk. There is never anything so clear enough other than hate, vile. You see this Olori Bruku, this is this madman. You are a madman. You are just a baby factory. You are this and that because of, who they choose. But naturally, you feel that way too. And some of you have expressed that feelings. But it is what Nigeria is. Normally, I remember the other day when I told the people, I said, if you have been so honest, if we have been very honest with ourselves enough, we will see that there is nothing that we share in common. Something that we could say the national goal that an Hausa person, a Fulani or an Ijaw person, an Igbo person or a Yoruba person will be like, the tribal, ethnic, religious nonsense that they play about. They don't really get to them because there is this national goal that's normally once you drop that line, baba, everybody's whatever is just going to cool. It could just be like a remote control. For example, if you have been following the the Biafran struggle and the history, you will realize that until lately, normally wherever you are as a Biafran, whether you supported the Biafran days or you didn't, or whether you still do or you don't, okay, there is this kind of a solemn feeling when the issue of Igbo land or Biafra pops up. You kind of have to open up your ears like that, because I'm a Yoruba man and we feel like that. No matter our differences in the political space or religions or whatever, as Yorubas, naturally, okay, when conversation around Yoruba or issue around Yoruba generally or Yoruba's interest pops up, you as a Yoruba man, naturally, you are going to pick up interest in them, so to say. That is the national, that's something that should make you the nationalist as a Biafran nationalist, as a Yoruba nation nationalist, like that. That's something you are connected to. Nigeria doesn't have that. As Nigerians, I don't have any connection with any Fulani. Do you get that now? Except for the fact that we are all one Nigerian that they forced together. There's no other connection. There's nothing. Right? As a Yoruba man, right? I don't have any kind of a connection, so to say, with the Igbos. Now, I'm saying this because, when you talk about everybody holding their own national, culture, tradition, and the rest of that, things that really defines you as a people. I'm a Yoruba man. I can't even speak Igbo. If a Fulani man is talking beside me, I'm going to be completely lost. I will have no idea. And I bet you, if I'm speaking Yoruba among some other people who have never been to Yoruba land or who have never had any reason to learn the language, they are Nigerians. We are all Nigerians. If I'm speaking Yoruba right now, they are going to be completely lost. Now, we are in the same country. So there's no real dark connection to say, oh, if I remember this, because we are one. Oh, I remember this connection. This connection is what will make me never to want to leave Nigeria because we are connected here. Oh, this connection is what, there is none. It is just turn by turn kind of Nigeria limited. That's what we experience. That's what we're living. Okay. So if you then kind of pay attention to how much of these nationalistic ideas that have completely evaporated from every part of Nigeria today, right? You can blame that on the forceful identity of one Nigeria, which ordinarily only breeds hatred between one another. Some of this you cannot even explain. Why do you not like this? Why do you not like that? Why do you actually feel that strong? Why do you feel so strong like that towards these other people? Why do you can't? Some of you can't really explain them other than what they told you. I heard, they said, my father said, my aunt, all that stuff. But guess what? They still want all of us to what? To identify as a Nigerian and then progress that way. That's kind of, that's effed up. But we can save ourselves from this. We can save our children from this same experience. I wish those before us stood their ground when the First Republic was being truncated. Like the people of South Sudan. Remember that when South Sudan gained their independence from Egypt in the early 50s, I'm sorry, in the late 50s, I believe. Yeah. Then the Southern Sudan, when Sudan gained independence, Southern Sudan had autonomy. It was also like an autonomous independence region, near semi-independence region, which means Southern Sudan were in charge of their own affairs, even though they are still part of the larger Sudan. That was the agreement. So you can use Nigeria too. In Nigeria, when Nigeria got independence, right? Yes, there was Nigeria, but there was Eastern Nigeria, Western Nigeria, and Northern Nigeria. Now, Northern Nigeria, Eastern Nigeria, and Western Nigeria were independent of one another. You know the story, you know the history, you know what happened then, and you know how they stopped it. In Sudan, a coup took place, like in Nigeria. When the coup plotters took over, they canceled the constitution that gave autonomy to the Southern Sudan. They canceled everything and they hold the whole country as one country, like Nigeria. And for 30 years, until the early 80s, the Southern Sudanese, they did not go to bed, they did not go to sleep, they did not fight to be part of that larger Sudan and now to control the bigger Sudan. They continued to fight. It was war. Go and read the history. War since the 60s in Sudan, Southern Sudan, because the coup plotters who are northerners, Northern Sudanese, when they took over their coup, yeah, because of the resources in Southern Sudan that gained independence with the rest of Sudan, right? They abrogated everything and it led to war. The Southern Sudanese were like, no way. We know it's our resources. You are now telling us about national this, national that, for the sake of national Sudan. No. We didn't sign up for national Sudan. We signed up for independence, independent Sudan and autonomous Southern Sudan. Independence and autonomous Western Nigeria was what our forefathers signed up for, not unitary system of Nigeria that you are experiencing today. That is now pitting many of you, Hausa, Fulani, Westerner, Easterner, versus this and that, because you are fighting to go and fix one Nigeria for the rest of us. 30 years, Southern Sudanese, they fought war with the rest of Sudan. And they restored back their, their autonomy. They restored that back in the 80s before Ali Bashir came again, planned another coup, brought everybody together again. One Sudan. But he couldn't keep them for longer because Southern Sudanese, they didn't submit again. You will not take this place. You will not control this place. That was what our old forebearers should have done. But rather than them to do that, they saw an opportunity to be part of a greater Nigeria. That's what they did. Hausa, Igbo, Yoruba, everybody from everywhere who were living independently then. Opportunity of, we want to control a bigger Nigeria. Look at where that has led us today. One bogus Nigeria with lost identities everywhere. And now today, una no fit hold una self. If this one talk, go back to your state. If that one talk, you this Alimajiri. If this one talk, you this baby factory. And everybody is trying to tell one another they want to fix a country that will work for all of them. Hello? I have seen that before, and I have heard that before. Do you get that? So maybe if our own forebearers, Awolowo and co, if they did not go and queue up the moment the military struck Maybe if they didn't just go and queue up, trust me, maybe today, me and you, we will not have any reason to be so scared of what our situation will become. Because if our man no become president, the Northerners, they were so scared. They were so worried. They are killing us. So if it's a Northerner now, they will never allow all this Boko Haram to kill us. So, hey, what is all of this? When Abacha was there, nobody could kill us like this. So what is this? It's because he's a Southerner, an infidel from Southern Nigeria. They brought Boko Haram. Where did that lead them today? Where did that lead them today? You know the story, but it is Nigeria. Then it's going to be, if an Igbo man become president like this, I believe that, number one, we are not going. I have heard that before as well. You can try. That's the only one we haven't tried, though. But we have tried Yoruba to be president of Nigeria. So where did that lead us as well? Where? I'm just saying my own mind, though. You don't have to agree with me, but whatever you choose, there's something I want you to remember that, again, which I will continue to remind you. The consequences of your choices are always going to come back. You should own them. I just wish, the consequences of this, your choices will be limited to you. So we can save ourselves from all of this. That's my belief. And that is still my belief. We can save ourselves from all of this, whether we like it or not. Eventually it's going to happen. And that is where every one of you you're going to agree later and say, well, you know what? I think it will make sense, not because we haven't done that before. I mean, why not? One day, you see this message you are hearing from my mouth, it's going to be the same message that will be in your mouth. One day soon, and soon, because I know one thing, right? There's something about Nigeria. Some of you may be young or too young to probably understand this, okay? But listen to this. There is no amount of your belief or renewed hope or renewed belief in system of Nigeria that we are all trapped in right now, that Nigeria will not disappoint you. There's none. And I'm saying this with all sense of, should I use all sense of honesty? Because it's all sense of facts. Nigeria has a way of dashing that little hope you are building for her. Because the system is built to dash every positive hope that could come to reality. Because any of them is going to end the reality that they intentionally built for you. The one that has made, oh dear. You get what I mean? So, it's up to every one of us. Make your choice, and at the same time, live with them. I've shared my own part there, and I hope you continue to do yours, because no matter how long it takes, like I said, Nigeria has a way of disappointing you. In addition, right, if you look around you today, even you that is watching me right now, I'm not talking about those of you who are like so still energetic. We are going to shock them. We are going to surprise them. I am actually waiting for you to surprise and shock them, because you are going to shock all of us. And maybe now, waiting all of us want right now is that shock absorber, maybe shock all of us back to life, because it's going to eventually, all of this is going to lead to something even bigger than what you are currently probably having in mind. I'm saying it to you. Nigeria has a way of disappointing you, of making you ask yourself later, like, I don't want to break your heart, but there is a way. Nigeria has of disappointing and breaking down your heart until you're going to come back later and say, I'm going to see hope for Nigeria. Nigeria no get hope. You know why I'm saying this? Look around you. There are many, many people who are watching me today, who are now pro-Yoruba nation, pro-Biafra. 3-4 years ago, they don't believe in any of that. Yes, there are people watching me right now, even you, who can confess on the Temple of Truth during the testimony time. You will see people here 3-4 years ago, they will tell you, Biafra or Yoruba nation is nonsense. Nonsense, my friend. My friend, nonsense. Today, many of them, they have not just become the promoter, the advocator, campaigner for the Nigerian peaceful dissolution where everybody can go and manage their own affair. Many of them are investing their own personal money in campaigning and explaining, raising awareness that, listen, one day, waiting that they tell you, yourself go feel them. And when you feel them, you go feel the same way that they are feeling. Yours may be taking time. Their own, it didn't take much time. These are the people that will fight you, tell you are doing nonsense 3 years ago. There are some of them who are like as recent as a year ago. But today, they know better. You will know better. Because Nigeria has a way of making you swallow every of the hope you have created yourself. You will swallow them and say, Omo. That is why we said it is turn by turn, Nigeria Limited. I don't wish anything happen to you bad, okay, that you won't be able to live to tell the story. But there is a way Nigeria always happen. Baba, don't be saying you know the trial, you won't be the first to. Obi terente. Baba, people were so damn cocksure about MKO, call on for Rukel, because we never could tell what it would have become if he had a chance. But there are people who you see that thing that as mighty as that MKO stuff was, there are people who are adults now. They are old people now. They were in their young age then. They were, you see, when everything happened the way it happened, so many people never recovered from that. Some of them are watching me too. They never recovered from what looked like a done deal. Like what else could go wrong? So everything gone worse, wrong, people died. You get what I mean? It is Nigeria. So you won't be the first to want to try something, okay? And promise me, as long as you continue to give them the energy, give them the whole thing they needed to keep the wheel of Nigeria to continue to keep rolling and grinding and continue to milk and blood you. Trust me, you'll continue to get the same result. It is what it is. But for those who have come to that reality, we need to spread the word. We need to encourage and tell the people, referendum is not war, okay? In a democracy, in fact, it should be an open conversation. And this is not something that is new. It is coming from the background of what every part of Nigeria signed up for. At least as bad as colonialism. They still listen to every part of Nigeria, and they allowed everybody to hold their own base and their pace until those who were supposed to hold them and understand what was at stake kind of lost them. You know the story? Oyibosi allowed you to come and choose what you want. But you see this one Nigeria, nobody was contacted. Nobody was, asked for anything. No consent was sought or what have you. They just said you are Nigerian. That's it. Any other explanation, jail straight. Now tell me, how do you think that is going to last? Do you really think there will not be any generation that's going to question that? So from the background of how we came to be part of Nigeria, I mean, we can ask for referendum, genuinely. It should be an open conversation, not the one that will make you, because a Yoruba man or an Igbo man, that will be supporting those who don't even wish you well, those who will actually cock their gun and kill you if you become a threat to any of their belief. The criminal leaders you are worshiping and the rest of them, right? You watch them slaughter innocent people on something that could ordinarily become a public conversation, a public debate, and healthy conversation that borders on the real people that are part of that contraption. Their consent needed to be sought. Those who are currently holding us down, they won't be able to hold us down for too long. I've told you this before, and I will continue telling you. No matter how much they try to hold Nigeria, with this arrangement, with this fraudulent structure, with the way that they have made it the rest of us and the rest, every part of that country, trust me, it is just a ticking time bomb. How long they hold it, I wouldn't say. But I can tell you and say this, kind of freely. I don't see them hold it together much longer under this arrangement. You know what I mean? And it is better for you to know and get to kind of have an idea, a place you truly belong when the whole house comes crashing. Continue choosing them, continue picking them, and continue living with the consequences of all those your choices. But very soon, and one day, very soon, the whole thing is going to come to an end. I just thought I should tell you. Thank you so much for your time tonight. For now, I am going to actually take a few calls, by the way, just to have a wee chat and kind of rub minds and all that together. So, but I need to go and make myself another cup of tea. So if you are still very much with me, please, stay back, pick up your phone, be part of it, and you can call in. So a quick one as well, a quick one. If you are a Maiyegun follower in Nigeria on Facebook, okay, there is from October, which is October next month, there is going to be a monthly free top-up a card. You call it recharge card. Is that what you call it? Yeah. So recharge cards for those who actually spend their time and their money to, watching Maiyegun from Nigeria. You can use that probably to, keep up with Maiyegun as a token from myself and my team. And if you are my friend, even if you are not my friend, I don't care. Okay. If you subscribe onto my YouTube channel, or you are already there and you are from, any part of Nigeria, from October, which is next month as well, there is going to be a 10,000 naira for 10 people every month forever. Okay. So you can win this and you can continue to win it every month. It doesn't matter. People will be like picked randomly when they are with me live doing it. This is my own way of saying thank you for all your support. Okay. Even if you don't like me, it doesn't really matter. The fact that you always find time to hang around and say, you this Maiyegun, you this Maiyegun, God punish you. You this Maiyegun, come back home. You listen to me. Okay. All those in a way means that you are getting my message. You're just not accepting them. Nevertheless, if you benefit from this gesture, it will be a pleasure. Okay. So 10 people every month. And then if I am kind of more blessed with more disposable cash, one day we could make that ₦1 million every month. And in fact, that's actually my dream. One day I could make available ₦1 million for maybe 20 people at 50,000 naira every month. I could do that. I mean, that's something I learned about money. People are kind of saying they want to be rich. And I ask myself, if you understand the usefulness of money and the wealth, okay, and then the vanity upon it, and the vanity of wealth is that I figured out that even if you want to own the whole world, you want to be so rich, you will figure out that, Baba, you actually needed just so little for yourself. So little for yourself. I mean, whatever money you make, whatever wealth you accumulate, I have learned that you are actually accumulating them or making them for other people to use. And how do you make money for other people to use? Family members, friends, associates, random people, philanthropy and all that stuff. Because at the end of the day, okay, you will make all that money. It's either going to be for your children who are going to take it, blow it off and all of that. So wealth depends on what you define it as, okay? I believe that when we say we are making money, we are making the money for other people to spend. If you think about that very well, you will never get greedy. You will never get selfish. And then somehow, you will be so contented with whatever you have because you need so little. You need so little for yourself. The rest is just for everyone else. So thank you. When I make more, when I have more, when I have the capacity to do more, I would love to share more. And to all my generous friends on MaiyegunsDiary Politico, the people who are the bedrock of Maiyegun, on your behalf, I'm doing this to say thank you to every one of you. So go on to my YouTube channel, subscribe, and somehow you may be the next one. And as they say, if it be you. So thank you. Don't go anywhere. I'm going to take calls when I get back. I want to hear from other people too. I will be back. All right, I have a caller waiting. Anyway, hello there.
Hello, Maiyegun General.
Baba Ahmed. Sonu da aiki. Ya dai.
Barkan ka dai. Lafiya kalau ya kake?
Lafiya lau, alhamdulillah.
Ya iyali.
Alhamdulillah.
Yawa.
Moti answer.
No, money. Ya iyali no mo so ya iyali as in family nko temu náà ni gbogbo ẹ.
Láfíà lau.
Yawa, aka ake so. You know, I was just when you was talking about this giveaway, because I give away now. Baba do give away now. Now I give away time.
The last time I did that, I gave out about 700 grand, right? The following, those who didn't win, they reported my page. Used that my Facebook page. I got suspended, and I stopped it. And I don't know if I'm putting myself in any trouble right now. But
no,
I'm going to try.
Baba, forget now. You know that time, most of them, real people never to come. But you know now it's real. Right. It's more than real.
Right.
So it go shock them. Right. And apart from that, I don't really have anything to say much. But I was just reading comments. More pick up one comment from one idiot, or I call him animal. Amechi, if you dey hear me, may the sink enter your head. You are a complete animal. Yeah, one Amechi, or I'll be waiting be your name. I don't want to know your name. He said, Maiyegun, you know dollar is about to crash. You are doing this. You cold-blooded Maiyegun. Can you see how dumb you are?
Oh,
bro, you are a dumb idiot.
Ahmed. So you haven't read the one where people said, "Oh, your sponsor, they don't increase your pay, Abi. You won't do giveaway."
Can you imagine?
Comments.
Why are you people so dumb? Why are you so dumb?
They have paid me more. I mean, they are always there. It is what it is.
Why are you so dumb? This is just another way. Look, this is a message you are passing to people. And we are trying every means possible so that message, people will not stop listening to it. This is something they want to do so that you can have data, because we know how data is in Nigeria. How many of our people data confidently for that Nigeria? I don't know where you're typing from, because most of you, we know most of you that will be abroad.
You, Ahmed.
But you want to act like king.
See, it will shock you to see that those who are going to make a snide comment.
Now them go plenty pass.
Now them go first kill here.
And you lady into your law. Are you see that you are just mad or what?
It could be.
Someone wants to do something. He's not begging anybody to come and do whatever, anything. You are there, you are typing, you are sitting conveniently. What have you done, you as a person? What have you done?
I am used to them, Baba. I'm so used to them.
It felt like, okay, I am passing a message. What can I still do to make this message? This is just another means to spread the message, idiot, if you don't understand. It's just another means to spread the message.
No, wait.
Because the more
some of
it is
them
coming,
don't understand. Ahmed, maybe we should tell them.
Yeah.
Okay? If I turn on my camera, whether you like me or not, once you watch me,
you will still be there,
contributing to my views anyway, whether you like me or not. So I don't need anything from you. Whether you watch me on YouTube or you watch me on Facebook, it's the same thing. But there are friends of mine, there are people here who have been like, Maiyegun, I've been missing your broadcast because the videos are so long and that are no easy for Nigeria. And I'm like, oh, well, Facebook or no data, what have you? If you have a chance of getting yourself $1,000 or $2,000 to load up, I mean, that could be something for those who really. I just wish that the real people who deserve them will win them. But I'm going to just do them randomly. So that's why I don't care what anybody says.
Baba, they read your comments. You suppose that if they hear Ahmed, me, I they take offense. I know they go back, go read comment. Wait till you just write. If I see any comment, we know me man money sharp. Man bano genio. So I don't read your comment. You say, okay, make I don't calm down. Make you know they feel like that. Mama shirikiri. I mean, Mama shirikiri. I don't like. We don't like that kind of play.
Baba, this is very political. We are not useless. I know that. But nothing to do, man. We can take another one. So people abuse me all the time. Sometimes I just feel like some people actually enjoy abusing me, hoping that I'm going to respond. You know, some people are like that. They call them trolls. So that's why not every comment or every abuse actually matter to me, because I don't, you know, sometimes I laugh at them. Sometimes I respond because so it's not a biggie. Baba, hello there.
One name.
Osita.
I've been trying to call. I don't get through.
I know.
I said,
tonight. You know one thing, Osita, one thing I have observed, right? Whenever there is this kind of a sort of important conversation that is kind of so deep and a little bit tense, you tend to always have a chance of being part of that, like tonight. So yeah, if you've missed you, then this one is also
anyway.
Go on.
My brother, I thank you very much for the giveaway.
Oh,
make thanks. I speak this one for Brooklyn.
I said, maybe take a hold body, because sometimes I'll go wake up in the morning. I'll wake up in the morning. I'll be like, should I just go on to MaiyegunsDiary Politico and say, can somebody just say one motivational word for me? Make I take a whole body. Now they are calling remember that the people will be like, Maiyegun, you said give us something, but we'll take our whole body. Then in between, I just hope it serves the purpose. Go on.
You know, it's just like I was discussing this morning with somebody, and somebody I have great respect for. Somebody who actually before, but because of my persistent discussion with him, he's saying reasons with me.
Right.
The truth about the issue back home in the contraption, Nigeria.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I've always said here, we are yet to understand where all this whole charade is going. But by December, late November, December, we will find out. We will start seeing a lot of issues. But let me just
hope people will kind of manage their emotion, expectation, and then help douse the tension of something that is not going to serve anybody's interest at the end of the day.
You know
what I mean? Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So like I discussed several issues with him, but one of the issues I discussed with him is, believe me, we have gone past whatever we try to experiment with Nigeria. We have gone past that particular
stage.
Stage. Because if you look at it, everything we do, we are not really divided by religion. What we are really divided by, either anybody likes it or not, is our tongue. It's our tribe. Where do you come from?
Yes.
That is what actually divides us.
Exactly.
The British saw this thing. They gave us, either anybody likes it or not, they gave us an option whereby we will have regionalism, not federalism.
Yes.
Regionalism, whereby everybody can do their thing.
Exactly.
You expand. You progress at your own pace.
That's right.
But what we are seeing today, even people in Nigeria, we don't even respect that we were born somewhere. We don't respect that we intermarried. We don't respect it. People don't even respect, that I'm an Igbo man, my wife is a Yoruba
man. No. When it comes to this Nigerian thing, it will tell you categorically.
Let me say something nice about the Yoruba people. They don't know that they don't see it anymore. So when you don't see such a thing anymore, what is the advice that you give, or what solution? Or
what is that thing that is motivating you that you can build a national unity?
Yes, the answer to the question, to that wrangling and that differences, is everybody will go their separate way.
At the end of the day.
It is not as if when the Igbo man goes, there is always a competition between the Anambra man and the Imo State man. Trust me. I won't tell you it doesn't exist.
That's
the
right.
way you have in Yoruba land, the Ogun State, they will say Ikebu and exactly. But those things are minor. We can handle it. Those things, they are minor. We can handle it. And when you handle those things, before you know it, you are cemented to become one, because nobody's going to tell you you are an Hausa man, you are a Yoruba man, you are an Igbo man.
Or go back to where you come from. Or you go back to this or that. I mean, you'll be like, where do you mean? Where do you want me to go back to? I'm a Yoruba man. I'm an Igbo. Where do you want me to go back to?
That. Because it will be called Yoruba land. It will be called Igbo land. It will be called Hausa land.
Yes.
So these are the things that I want us to look at, and we should be able to tell ourselves the common truth. There is some truths that are common. When you sit down, you profile and process all these things, you'll find out that this has caused a lot of problems for us.
And it continues to.
And it will continue to. If we don't have subdivision, nobody's going to talk about religious tolerance or religious differences. So why don't we just break this thing off? I know the obedience, they are making a case. But one thing I used to tell most of them, let's just say this guy wins the election. Let's be frank and candid. Let's follow the true constitutional
process.
Process, the due process. He has to go to due process, even if he wants to amend the constitution. What if the National Assembly didn't give him that backing? What will you do?
Yeah, that's right.
These are all the questions that we need to ask ourselves. Instead of we elongating the lifespan of this evil called Nigeria. This evil called this democracy. Formerly, I used to say to myself, talk about it so that we can go back to regional government. But I don't still believe in it. That process is not going to help us. The only process that can help us, because nothing has actually helped us, is to break all these things off and everybody goes their separate ways. There was a caller yesterday who was talking to you. I just stand to address him in some particular things.
Right.
Things that he said about Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe is not true.
Okay.
It is still about the same thing that is happening. Somebody has to form a government. He formed the government. The reason that government has problem because he has no say in that government. It is clearly written. Under parliamentary system of government, the head of state, the person that is the head of state, is like the Queen in England. He has absolutely no power. Those are the things that we didn't understand at the beginning. Because once upon a time, the story has to begin. That was when everybody knew that, oh, that in head of state is nothing to write home about. But there was something that was thriving at that particular period. Either anybody likes it or not, by virtue of Lagos State, the Yoruba land is more in advantage compared to every other people. We look towards them, whatever they do, we try to copy. But look at it. It was still under that same not perfect condition.
Yeah.
The Yorubas had their radio
our own system. The Igbos out there, I mean, the Easterners had their own system. The Northerners had theirs.
2 years later, the Igbos, the Easterners had Radio Enugu.
Yes.
The University of Ibadan came up. 5 years later, you had UNN, Unsuka. So, I want to correct that caller.
Among the regions then.
There was a healthy competition. I want to correct that caller. That all those things they hit on Nnamdi Azikiwe was not true. And I don't like it when people mislead people. That is misleading. It wasn't true. He's just a head of state. He is not a president. He is a head of state. That is ceremonial. He has absolute no power. The British, they designed it. Go and look at it in the whole of the history that the British wrote about Nigeria. That man, Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe, was not a good man to them. And when you are not a good man to them, you know what it is.
Of course.
Because you know what they know. So let's put that aside.
That's right.
Let's come to this stuff that you did today. I was discussing it with somebody. You know this thing that you did today? When you tell somebody in Nigeria that I hope you are seeing all these things that is happening, you try to correct that person's mind. I'm talking about my friends. You try to correct their mind. The first thing they tell you, because you there abroad. That's why they tell me all these things. Some will now tell you, you say, you don't have life? Why you they talk like this now? Nobody hear you from come out. Look, let me tell you what is happening. Fela did that song in the 70s or in the early 80s. Suffering and smiling. People thought
smiling.
He was just singing. He wasn't just singing. It is somebody like you. It is somebody like me that lives abroad. Believe me, that feel for them so much than they feel for themselves. They think it's the normal life. When you are talking about NSAS, all this NSAS, if you still look at the NSAS, it was actually propelled by those people who have traveled abroad.
In diaspora, yes.
In diaspora, people who are even amongst them, the ones that travel abroad and come back, that know that a system works somewhere else. Those are the people that actually planted that seed of that NSAS. But you see those normal ones that you see, that life is the normal thing for them.
It's a normal thing, I know.
They believe it's normal.
But
so
coming to an end.
I know some of them are watching some of them are watching this program. I know some of them is watching this program. But I put it to them right now. They should listen. It's an advice. We in diaspora can only do the bit we can do. The rest of it is upon them.
It's upon them.
Any day they wake up and they decide, we will decide. But if they keep doing all these things they are doing, the least we will do My pikin no get money to pay school fees. I beg, make you help me. I send 10,000 naira. That is the least we can do.
That's the least.
We cannot do more than what we are doing. They have to be ready to take the bull by the horn. Then all these things will end.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, for tonight again, and it's good to hear from you again. I have somebody else also on the line. Hello there. Hello.
Hello, Maiyegun General.
Hello, sir. The Prince.
Yeah, Maiyegun General.
Prince Jejema.
Thank you.
How are you?
We thank God. Are you?
Well, I'm here. Thank God.
Thank you so much. You are hitting the nail as usual. You are hitting it on the head, you know.
Thank you. I mean,
yeah, I really appreciate the good work, especially the other day you were attributing to our great leader, Mazi Kanu, on his birthday.
Mazi is our own man. It's just Nigeria is just unfortunate, but Baba, I'm with you.
Thank you so much.
You're so welcome.
Thank you so much. Yeah, on 16th, 17th of this month, we have 1 million march in London.
Right.
Definitely, the whole world is coming to London for that. 1 million march. It's gonna be a great one. When you hear London bridges is falling down, it's gonna proceed into 2 million march. The way I'm looking at it,
like the whole London would know that they are receiving this mass entrance of people. 1 million march. Great. People can see they can see it on the screen. Everything they need to know about the march is happening next month in London. So from the 16th to 17th.
Definitely. So it's gonna be a huge one for our great leader Mazi Kanu and for Biafra restoration, which we believe is a reality. You know.
Brilliant.
So Maiyegun, thank you so much. What you said tonight concerning Southern Sudan, when you touched on that topic, you know, I tested and I said, yes, you hit the nail on the head.
You know, it's one of the regrets when I was reading the history, Prince. Just reading everything in the history, I was like, what if to say those people in charge of Eastern Nigeria, those people in charge of Western Nigeria, the moment the First Republic is being threatened, no matter who is behind it and the rest, right? If they stood their ground, and they declared war, like, no, we are not part of this style. Oh. No, we didn't sign up for this. Oh. And even if they born our own papa into that wahala, like people like us may not be fighting anything today because they would have probably been left alone and say, okay, fine. May everybody day in day then, like they did in Sudan. You know what I mean? I was just thinking about that, and I thought I should say it.
And yes, you know that even if they stood their ground, it wouldn't be that hard because we have nothing like this Boko Haram by then.
Back then,
we have nothing like this. Wow. Nothing like bandits by then. You understand? So it's just for everybody to hold their ground and hold it very tight. You know, and which is what Southern Sudan did. And finally, because no oppressor that likes somebody who resists also blood. No. You know, just as Fulani, they don't understand what is democracy. You are talking of democracy, they see you as a crazy person. I get me. Yeah, what is this man they talk? That's why you see whatever they are doing in Nigeria is with all impunity. There's no shame. You know, they don't even care that the world is not a global village. And whatever they are doing,
they are in their own world in that place. So listen, their leaders know that as well. They are in their own world.
Honestly, Maiyegun, so they don't understand what in fact, it's the Southern Nigeria that are talking about democracy. You get what I mean? It's the Southern Nigeria
that democratic rights. It's our democratic right. Say, my friend, shut up. No, it's our democratic right. My friend, I say, shut up. No, it's my democratic right. Hey, shoot on. Say, oh, guy, you know, reach that now. You know, reach that. I was just trying to explain to you that if you say it's not my right, it's not my right. None, yeah. You don't have to ask them to shoot me. I'm leaving. Oh, it's not my democratic right. Abi, that is how they understand democracy. There, they tell you what is your right, not what you think is your right. What kind of a thing is that?
Maiyegun, do you know that it's so painful? It's so painful that in Nigeria army, in Nigeria army, it's like national anthem. They speak there is Hausa. You know, normal. I think if you are not speaking Hausa, you are not a real Nigeria or a real soldier. Even so, you roll people into army. People have to change their name. People from southern Nigeria, some of them have to change their name to have a resemblance of maybe a Musa or something like that. You know, for them to be taken in, if they get them
even at that, they still won't trust them. That's the system we are talking about. Something they say, no, don't talk like that. Don't say it that way. But it's true. It's happening. We have people who are the victims of the system. You are telling them not to say it, and yet you want to fix Nigeria to be a united country. But everybody must go back and just lick your wound in the closet. Why is that happening? Oh, don't say. You're going to cause wahalas. Just keep quiet. Keep quiet. It's not just you now. That's how it is now, Baba. And you want a united country, progressive country? Right.
It's disheartening. It's disheartening. Maiyegun, you know, Obi was talking of production and prosperity and co. And Boko Haram is there in the forest, you know, where the people are going to farm, to go and farm. Is it not from there you start producing? Is it talking about vast land? When you are narrating, we were talking about that land
in the
we have
palace
in Nigeria.
Of Afenifere. Yeah.
He said the churches to stand up. Did he give guns to the churches? The churches that he told to stand up for dictating their country. Did he give guns to them to protect themselves against Boko Haram? Where is he going to start? You know, for 8 years, he has to start to fight Boko Haram for good 8 years. He's going to be in that if they ever give him. Before he will start talking of production and prosperity that he's talking about, all the consumption that he's talking about. Maiyegun, on final note, I just want to also put this on diary.
Yes.
The impostor in Aso Rock, you know, I have a new song titled Run.
Right.
Run for your life. Run for your life. Run.
Run.
You know, so I have that new song.
Run.
Yes, run.
Yeah.
You know, he kidnapped Nnamdi Kanu, okay? And he believed that Kenya, he gave Kenya oil, free oil. You know, gave them free oil to facilitate their own side of the jail. Okay, so I have a new song for both of them.
Just hit us up. Hit us up when it's out, and we can all listen to and dance to it as well.
Just to congratulate him for the good work he did for kidnapping our president, Nnamdi Kanu. And also thank Kenya also. That's the song that we have. This is special dedicated to him. So when it comes out,
that is for Bukwari and Kenya Authority who contributed to the kidnapping of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. It is not over until it is over. The Prince, thank you.
For the last man standing, all hail Biafra, Dudua Nation, now.
God bless you, Baba. Thank you very much, and thank you so much, Victor. Thank you. My super chatter. Sorry, I missed the other one. Hello there.
Maiyegun General.
Yes, sir.
Olenu, Agbayi, Hamayam.
Nice one.
Fala from New York, from Brooklyn, yeah.
Abo, how are you?
Make I no lie for you. Oh, you know they tire. You they talk this thing every day. You know they tire.
Baba, there is so much to talk about, right? And in most cases, right, majority of you also see them. You just read them, you pass them. And to me, I'm like, no, don't just read those news. Don't just read those headlines. You need to think about them.
Maiyegun, what you could do? What you could do if you don't just read them? What you make I do? People they tell you say come back Nigeria.
Possibly, you know what? Where you are supposed to get angry, right? sometimes if you don't probably digest a story, and at the point I feel like the
last caller just said something that you always say every time. Like, come back Nigeria now. You sit down for Obodo Igbo, they talk, say, my come back Nigeria, I can't do waiting. Make I can't die.
So that they can counter our body now and say, they don't kill them.
No, they won't. What do you do now? People don't know what Maiyegun they do now. Like, now, you don't open the eyes of people we don't blind.
Forcing them to think. And don't just say, now so that they do Maiyegun. Well, Maiyegun, you see, people don't tell me that anymore now. They don't usually say that. Now, when people talk to
no,
me,
they don't tire because you know, say you abuse them, so they don't tire. You abuse them. You get mind, you abuse them, so they don't tire.
No, I mean,
see that kind boy, see that boy with them carry for Bayelsa, they say they kidnapper, blah, 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 blah. See the kind of money what they talk as ransom, 80 million, 50 million. Even what
these are people who never worked in their lives, so they never touch real money in their lives. So. OTNC.
No, the boy na cleaner for starting back now.
And now, look at Fulani that is asking for 100 million, 200 million. I have some audios on my phone, Baba. I'll Fulani let you buy it. I'll be on let you buy it. People send me some, including a child, a little boy of 7 years old, kidnapped by these people. And they were negotiating with the family. Fulani daron. If you hear how much he is calling, my veins were like cringing. And I'm like, you know, some
it be like that man.
Yeah.
It be like that man. We go from Maryland back to Bomosho, wouldn't kill.
Hotelia.
When I hear how they follow and talk, as I hear that they follow and talk, waiting be all this phone. But Maiyegun, at the end of the day, make a not lie for you. Yep. You see all this one Nigeria, when I go just to talk, I can't turn around you, bro. We guys break this shit up, man.
It's just a matter of time.
Nothing. No, even if they do another constitution, you know, go walk. Make everybody go their own way.
Baba, see, Baba, it can be a start, okay? Though they are not going to do it. We are just like saying now that, like you said, even if. But I'm saying
okay,
that,
you say it can be a start. If Peter enter today, Peter won't be military head of state. National Assembly do there. Who the national assembly?
Question. You did ask jump question. Even
say at the one unit.
And now we know that one. Even people where they follow Peter, they are not expecting Peter to put anything that is going to put Nigeria in the process of begin the prepare.
Maiyegun not get twisted though. Peter would have been the vice president to Atiku Abubakar. Don't get it twisted though. I don't know why would they forget him easily.
Yeah, they would have been fighting for
their second time to get there. So how all of a sudden Peter can't turn to Jesus? I don't understand though. Because now the vice president of Atiku. Baba, you don't try. I don't say you don't use it.
Baba, go on.
We know. Nobody go on vote for Showore now. But now people like that feel come like mad. Can you Peter say Peter Paddy my boy is Peter now. Can you Peter na their guy now? Peter na the same of the same. I'm not talking to the intelligent one.
People behind Peter believe that they believe that number one, they are not saying he's a saint in a way, but he's promising them that if they are doing production or from consumption to production,
consumption will only how many Igbo governors support Peter?
About wait,
how many Igbo governors support Peter?
See that one even all those people they believe that were supposed to be like traditional support, they are not. That's why to them, they are not expecting Peter to come and do much. They just want him to retire all of these people. One, the second,
which I like though.
Then secondly, that if he can manage to retire them, they are not talking about after retiring them, the retiring package. But let's say he retires them, right? So they believe that if people are able to get engaged enough that they are working and able to feed themselves, that tension, anger, and all these things going around there, they will mellow down.
It will reduce.
And they can begin to build a kind of a country inside everyone, where everybody can begin to say, okay, all right, maybe I should calm down a bit.
You're right. Or maybe you know what I mean? Let's give it a trial. Yeah, I understand that. Yeah,
it's a wishful thinking. It sounds good. The momentum is high.
Because I saw the thing you posted. I saw the thing you posted in Abuja, the match. I was like, whoa, this is the way that the thing say Peter and a small boy almost.
Yeah, but everybody should know that he is not coming to perform any miracle, right? He's
no, because magic, because miracle, yeah.
But they are banking on him.
No. But at least he can let those people rest and say, okay, we've taken over our country.
You know what my friends told me? You know what my friends told me here in the UK? In Glasgow. One of them said that, you know what, Maiyegun, I know say you are not interested in all of this, and I know that to you, this blah, 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 blah. But you know one thing where I feel, that's the person who said, it feels like, you see this energy that all these people are displaying, if at the end of the day, they can't pull a surprise or pull a Kenya on the rest of us, and they retire these old people. That Baba forget to even the supporters of these old people, they go realize say, actually this will not be anything, now because people never mean them all. There are all the people who are fearing
one
them.
On one now.
Some of them will just suddenly withdraw like, you run you. So and then
I don't want to anybody.
Try it. Second one, if they now try it, they come muzzle them as some of us are expectedly, right? They muzzle them. And it can't be also obvious, say, they have the chance. Now, these old people muzzle them. That can trigger the anger. Some of them are already bottling up, saying one Nigeria. Now, that time they go say, no, we'll go burn this place. It's going to be a two-way thing. It's a two-way thing.
Two-way thing, yeah.
Some people are supporting them, not because they're expecting them to do anything. I will tell you this for free, right? There are people who are supporting PDP,
I know that.
Right? They are not supporting because of Nigeria. They are supporting for two things. The first one is what I told you. Maybe they can surprisingly retire these rogues and somehow send a message. Or these old rogues are going to muzzle them and they will force them into a revolution. Either way, something must happen. Because of that, they will help Peter Obi to continue doing what they do. They are ready to fund it, send money not because they believe in Nigeria. I just said that to you for free. Just for free. Anyway, Baba. Just you know.
Maiyegun General.
There's a lot. There's a lot going on.
Anyone, there's a lot going on, Baba. There's a lot going on.
And it only hypertension.
Yeah.
Last.
You never read one of the guys just send you, Victor just send you something. I beg. Shout out to Victor. We just send you something there.
Exactly, it's on the screen. Nice one.
Okay.
Baba. Thank you.
All right, boss.
Another one just before we go. Victor, thank you. Hello there, sir. You are connected, sir. By the way. How are you, sir?
Brother, me to show you.
Oh yeah, Baba, waiting there now. Mo fẹ́ ni ṣé sex ni ṣé
sex ni baba sex na wa.
Oh yeah, it in my head. Hey, irúmọlẹ̀ sex. Oh yeah, irúmọlẹ̀ London.
Baba, my own be say I go first thank you, I go appreciate you, Baba. If you know, Baba, if you be what do they call this people? I want to man who alive for you.
Yeah.
I want to be God bless you, Baba.
Yeah.
Even though if you be Baba, you go hear many people. If you know how many people you do,
you see Nigerian pastor. I'll let you finish. Go on.
Baba, you see, you don't know the kind gift we God give you. I tell you, make anybody we want hear this night. You don't know the kind gift we God give you. Baba, this not something where some people they pay money. To maybe doctor or any therapy or anybody, you understand me? But God, you just they give people this, you just they heal them free. That is for the people who won't heal themselves again. Come on, me about you want to wo your son. Come on, like son. Come on, okay, on follow me. My gem come by more.
You see what you talk now reminded me of something, right? They say somebody will be say this guy he don't mad. Every time when they want to try cure him, he go run away. They don't try cure. I say, what's wrong with this guy? Right? So one day it's been mad for like about 19 years, 12 months, and 29 days. Now, just one more day to make it 20 years so that it will be rich. Now, so this pastor come from everywhere. They mean him that day. So anywhere you see him, grab him. The guy, raw, madman, oh, they grab him, tie him. They can't do me, they can't heal him. When the guy heal, he can't grab the pastor like, did I ask you to heal me? Did I ask you to cure me? Now you've ruined all the labor of 19 years and all that. So, like you said, for those who want to get cured or healed, right? The message is free all the time, but not be everybody will want to get cured.
Baba. For the obedient, the thief evil, all their supporters, Baba, then go chop their waiting, then go chop their brunch. But Baba, I want to keep in one small thing. Where this guy just talked finished now about Nnamdi Azikiwe.
Right.
All he said is truth. Understand me?
That's a sitter.
You see, Mr. Star. You see, the British people, they never liked Nnamdi Azikiwe and they never liked Babawolowo for anything. You understand me? Because they knew quite sure that they can maneuver the Northern right from day one.
Right.
You see, Baba, Nigeria just be like, when they won't give us independence. I give somebody this example. One day, the person look me, shake it. I say, it just be like rich man. We want that. Get many words. And he get 3 sons. One goes school. One or 2 goes school. But it's a big business. With the little school.
Right.
One no goes school at all. So when the man won't inherit in property, one will all in property, he will and give the one who no go school at all. He carry the 90%, give the one who no go school. Those are the Northerners. So what do you go expect? Baba,
they will have to plunder it now.
They
get the experience to actually manage it or grow it.
Kasalago, they boss for that family every time. So they know they can maneuver them. And for this platform, Baba, we they forget one person. We don't oversee this thing before Nnamdi Kanu. That is this man we don't late now. Ojukwu. I want me to create time. Make we bring that man up. Forget about say the wife, Yanka, they among them now. She don't drink alcohol. But you see, person like Ojukwu, I just read some little things about that man. You understand me? He has seen this thing then. And the only mistake, I'm not blaming anybody, the only mistake person like late Babawolowo did was to support the Nigerian soldiers in the family to win that war. That is where we get it wrong. Believe me. Because Ojukwu have seen this thing. That these people know. If we don't divide this thing now, in the next, somebody we don't read
in the future.
These people mind, you understand me? But after the time where Ojukwu dey clamor for, say, make Nigeria divide fair. But nothing like Boko Haram. But nothing like kidnapping. You understand me? Nobody did thief anybody.
Nothing like ISWAP in Yoruba land.
Thank you.
Big Bo. Where that one won't come from.
And where to where? If we go check, if we go check right from day one, let's call the spade right from day one. I won't lie to you. These 3 major tribes that come together as one Nigeria. You understand me? If you check the little one me I know, I've really checked very well. From day one, there is no problem. You can't hear, somewhere in Ogun State, Igbo and Yoruba they fight. Yoruba people don't kill Igbo people plenty. You understand me? For Kano, you understand me?
They are for Anambra. They have been killing Yorubas there because Igbos and Yoruba. No. I can't recollect any.
Day one, these people have been our problem. That is what Ojukwu was clamoring for. You understand me? But you see, people like them, Papa Olowo, Akintola, Ajashin, all those people, they believe, okay, you can still manage them. Let's see what we can do. You understand me? That is where they get it. Because they are assuming they give Ojukwu the support. Everybody, Baba, going with, Somebody, I don't go day here now.
Yeah, now our children, they will be telling them the history of when we got independence, and independence allowed us to have each independence region. And in the course of our journey, the Western region and Eastern region, they merged together and they became I'm just saying, right? That would have been a different history that all of us will be telling today. Yeah. But here we are.
Another thing I want to step in. I don't know, maybe you've come across that video.
Right.
This Tombolo and his own group.
Yeah.
I think they started their parading on the water side, on the creek, in a family to combat the people that were tapping Urban Creek, in a family. You see, what the offer they give to Tombolo, they are trying to create another problem
right there in now.
South. In a family. You see these people, they are not that educated though, but they are very, very cunning. They've learned a lot of evil and cunning things in a family. Lower Arabita lower Politico. In a family. So they've learned all those things. That's it. In a family. In the north, is it in Bauchi? There is a place that they are digging gold. For years back, nobody heard about it. Oh, I think it's just a present. People are hearing about it. Did anybody from the southwest or from the southeast go there to go and dig gold or to go and fight them over there?
You will not return now. No, if you try it, you won't return.
And any small thing is right from when we say we take independence. Any little thing in the north, they start killing Igbos. They start killing Yorubas.
How many of our family people from West who returned back from Kano, they will say they started fighting again in the north. I grew up receiving people returning back. And I bet some of the northerners too. Some of the northerners grew up receiving their own people returning back to the north because of these Nigeria clashes. Forced together for no reason.
So why are we forcing ourselves together? We are not one. And we can never be one. Let everybody go his own separate ways.
No be fight.
Make everybody they manage in own life. If na my own brother, from Ijebu, na here who there as local government chairman. If they're born in Papa well, make it no time I street, make it no do gutter. Whether me I no begin to blow for street, make the come ask us everything happen. But somebody went there Abuja, they'll say they give her money, he goes sit down with some senators, say he get one project for Lagos, for Ogun State, we're supposed to do that. I want to go Abuja government and say, Oga, the project, you never do a more.
And even if you get to Abuja, how are you sure that you will have access to him?
That's it, boy.
So what are we at the end of the day, you just have to wait for him to come back so that you can tell him. And if he comes back, he comes back with his thoughts. He comes back with his thoughts ready to beat you if you try to confront him.
The earlier, the better they listen. Well, Baba, I said something. I'm always have opportunity to be in Nigeria during election. But this one, I'm not going to Nigeria. I normally travel between January to March. I would like to use.
You better go before the election if you have to, or wait after it.
Yes. See, in 2019, I was telling people in the front of my father's house where they put the polling booth. That is where they normally put the polling booth. It's like my father's house is like a junction in my area.
Right.
I said, I'm the only one that voted ACC Oshowore in that polling booth. And I said something to them. I said, my own concern is not this 2019 election. My fear is 2023 election. They're like, waiting to happen 2023. Nothing will happen. I say, you should wait and see. Gas must have been abroad today. Baba, I'm abroad today. Now, listen, nothing. We vote this one now. Baba, Buhari will change things again. And this. I was just laughing at that. Okay,
I mean, no, it's Tinubu that is coming to change something. He's in London. I mean, one Irumole. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. My regards to Princessy, Bolu, everybody, Ade Williams, Moki, what do I call him? This man, everybody.
Thank you very much. I wish you have a good one. Greet them in the comments. Una to do your small meeting these days now. So many of you are actually like joining the broadcast on YouTube because it is like a community meeting there. Una go just take, you are listening to Maiyegun. Instead of watching Maiyegun, you are listening to Maiyegun and you are commenting there because that's where the communication or conversation is going on. Emurasio. So thank you very much for your time this evening. This is when where we're going to drop the curtains, okay? Because of our time. I appreciate your evening. I appreciate all we have shared there together. If this is the first time of watching Maiyegun, remember, you need to subscribe before you'll be able to get a notification. Now, I'm saying this to all of us on YouTube as well, okay? Please, after this broadcast, take a moment, okay? Just go back to that page, that channel. Check. I know you are you've subscribed, okay? Check the notification, that bell, that angologram. Click on it. Check it. Is it on? If it's not set on, you are likely not going to get notification or so. If some of you have changed your phone or you are watching from your TV, you are likely not going to. If you are relying on TV, you are likely not going to get notification. Since your TV is not YouTube TV. So your device, your phone, set the notification on and you can get the notification on your TV, get it on your phone, on your tablet, or your, whatever you use. And finally, don't forget, if you're watching me on Facebook, 500,000 people on Facebook, and trust me, all generic, what do you call it? Is it generic or genetic? No, not genetic, generic. Like original people who genuinely follow Maiyegun, no bots and all that. If I can just get 10% of you right now, take a leave and go on to YouTube and subscribe to my YouTube channel, you're going to increase the number too. Why can't I have all of you on my YouTube too? I mean, why not? Well, your choice. I mean, if you have the time, please remember, subscribe on my channel, set the notification on, and the next time we come on here, you're going to be part of it live. Good night. From here.
Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun number one. Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun number one. Maiyegun ti dé o, ọ̀rẹ́ ará ìlú. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun number one. Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun number one. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Maiyegun já wa sí. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun number one. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun number one. Bó bá ṣe eré, àní Maiyegun máa wí. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun number one. Ó sì tún ṣe eré, wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun number one. Maiyegun Diary, Diary Politico. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun number one. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Maiyegun. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun number one. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun number one. Àní Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun number one. dé. Maiyegun ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn làkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn làkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Lórí Facebook.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn làkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Lórí YouTube.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn làkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn làkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Ijó ìgbádìyẹ.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn làkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Bí Presido bá rúfin o.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn làkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Kí gómìnà kówó jẹ.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn làkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí bá.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn làkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn làkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn làkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn làkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn làkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn làkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn làkì.